So many people struggle when they first start opening their own shop to actually make money, which to me, that's why we start this industry. We're in a perfect situation where we love what we do and we can earn a substantial amount if we do things properly. I think there's 5 stages that an artist needs to go through to earn the first £10,000 or $10,000 as a tattooist. And I'm going to cover them all in this video. I'm not going to waste any time. The first stage that I think is the most important is the transition from becoming an artist to a business owner. There is a different mind shift that needs to take place that 95% of people within the tattoo industry struggle with. Now, anybody familiar with my videos, you can go check this online. The biggest proportion of any industry, it doesn't even have to be the tattoo industry, is failing. 80% are either just getting by or actually in debt. That is not what we want. It's not how we start, or the goals, the dreams and ambitions that we have when we first started this journey, is it? But it's where people fall into. The biggest reason is because they stick to the mindset of just focusing on the art itself. That's not going to put money in the bank. How you run your business and how you market your business is going to be the key to success once you know how to tattoo. Obviously, if you're absolute dog shite at tattooing and you've not even learnt fundamentals, don't matter how much business or marketing you put into it, it's going to be a flop, isn't it? But this is talking about somebody that's put the time and effort in, got a good skill set, doesn't have to be the best initially, but has got a good foundation to start with, focused on the business and marketing, because that is what is going to get customers through the door. So that's the first thing that I wanted to mention, that mindset shift of tattooist is one skill, but the business and marketing and how you operate it is another. Just quick point as well on that point, you want to learn from somebody that's actually been there and done it and has got the results that you're trying to find. So if you've had a traditional apprenticeship and the shop that you've learnt under is not got a thriving business and, more importantly, money in the bank, you're kind of following failure, aren't you? Unless they're achieving what you want to achieve, don't copy what they're doing. And I know this firsthand because I did the exact same when I first started. For the first few years, I was just copying other shops. I was thinking, why is their shop really busy while I'm struggling, when in actual fact my work is better than theirs? So I'd go onto the socials and think, right, they're doing this offer, they're doing this, and I'd try and mimic and take what I can, adjust it accordingly, and I'd try and basically copy what others were doing. And it got some results, but it never produced it. It wasn't what got me booked out 7 days a week doing 3 tattoos a day for 8 months without a day off. It sounds ridiculous even saying that, but that is exactly what I did. I'd built my business up so people were travelling from all over the place to come and get tattooed by me. I was earning ridiculous money at the time, and I had to book time off rather than booking people in. So I know that this advice works. I've had hundreds of thousands of people go through my online courses. Hundreds of those are now in their own studios, and I've taught them the business and marketing side as well. And it has done the exact same for their business as well. I'll give you an example. One of my students who'd learnt to tattoo through my online course, never touched a machine before, then opened his own studio. It'd been open 2 years, never been more than 2 weeks booked up. I then put him on business and marketing course. Within 3 months, 12 weeks, it went from being 2 weeks booked up to 9 months booked up in just 3 months. It is the business and marketing that makes the difference. Stage 2, this is something that I think a lot of people almost forget about. While you are learning, you are running a business. It's just you're not open yet, all right? You've not got to the end yet, but you've got to have the mindset that the moment, the very first day that you get a machine and you get it set up, you are a tattooist. Get that into your head, because it is going to change your business later down the line, all right? So if you're at the stage where you're watching this video, you've clicked on it, Ben, but is this relevant to me? I'm only just learning, I'm not actually tattooing yet. Yes, you're at the perfect stage. Document your entire journey. This, putting posts on, just got my machine and all my equipment, can't wait to start. This is what I've done, this is what I've learned, this is what I've produced. Day one of learning. You think that people are not interested, but they are. So you'll end up getting like a crowd of people, a sea of people following your journey. And then once you're at the stage, finally, where you think, right, I'm actually ready to start transitioning all these skills onto paying clients, people, you put the posts on and you will have a string, a fucking list as long as your arm, of all those people that feel a connection with you, feel like they know you because they've followed your journey from day one. make sure you're putting posts on and showcasing your journey, because you're a tattooist from the moment you even decide that that's what you want to do. So again, it's kind of like that mindset shift, isn't it? You've got to start thinking different. Stage 3 is be totally transparent with your audience. So I've seen this time and time again, and I've actually been asked it more times than I count. Ben, will people come to me because I'm totally new? And it's almost like they never say this out loud, but I can tell by the types of posts that they've been putting on. It's almost like they want to lie to their audience that they've got a lot more experience than what they actually have, because they've got it in the head. They think, well, if they know that I'm totally new at this, these are my first couple of months as tattooing, it's going to put people off. It is the total opposite. As long as your marketing is pushing towards designs and that are at your phase of your journey. Really simple to do, but understanding you're doing it slightly cheaper if that's the route that you want to take, but being transparent. Look, I've done all this training. This is what I can produce on mats. I've got myself to such a high level. I'm now transitioning onto people's skin. I want to do simple, basic designs for the first few months. Who wants one? That transparency, that honesty, people resonate with. People like it. People want to give you money because of it. So don't think that you've got to pretend. We all see it online. Let's be honest, people are fake as fuck. They put stuff on that is totally irrelevant just to try and get some publicity, to lie to their audience and think that people are gonna believe it. They might get a few likes, they might get a bit of false likability, but it's not genuine. Just being honest with your audience is the only and the best way to approach business. Stage 4 is have a niche. Now, niches can change. People get fixated. I like to think of a niche as the correct style for where you're at in your journey. You could start out as doing fucking stickmen, if that's what you can tattoo, and you could become really well known for doing the best stickmen, because that is a suitable design for your skill level and where you're at in your journey of being a tattoo artist. That then could change to traditional or photorealism. It doesn't have to be the same thing forever, but just specializing in something makes you more attractable to your ideal customer for that stage that you're at. As an example, being totally transparent, if you say to your audience, look, I want to do these, and you're just advertising for really simple, literally 15-20 minute tattoos, little symbols, little bits of text, little fine line, just small tattoos, his and hers, crowns, little things like that, you would become known for niching at the first tattoo designs. Do you know what I mean? The small ones that people get for the first one. If you specialize in that and you're totally transparent, look, I'm just moving on to people will come to you. You will get known for doing that thing. Later, you can then change that once experience grows. Said, now I'm doing these types of designs. You'll get a flood of people coming in for them. If you wanted to go down the portraits, you don't advertise for koi carp traditional, Japanese style. You don't put them on. You might do them, but you don't broadcast it, because that's not what you want to be known as. You don't even have to post every single tattoo that you do. People think that social media is a diary. It is not. It is a marketing tool. The posts that you see on my social media today, I might have made that post fucking 6 months ago. It's not a diary. It is a marketing tool. So make sure that you niche in something and it's relevant to where you're at in your journey. The last stage. So obviously we've had the mindset shifts right at the beginning. We're not just focusing on tattooing, we're now focusing on the business and the marketing. The second stage, if you're just learning right now, you've had the mindset shift. You are a tattooist. Start broadcasting it, start getting the following, let people follow your journey and get that likability around you so people want to book once you tell them that you're actually ready. Stage 3, you are totally transparent with your audience. Honesty is always the best policy, and people can see straight through it when they realize that you're being fake. There's so many of these out there. Just jump on anybody's social media, you'll see exactly what I mean. The 4th stage, you're niching down, and it's not stuck there forever, but it's a specific niche built to the phase of your journey that you're currently at to get the best results for you. And last but not least is consistency. I want you to look at any business social media platform out there. I'm going to use Alex Hormozy as a really good example. I didn't expect results straight away. I'll use myself as another example. Just look at my social media. Some of my posts get nothing. Some will get thousands. I don't let the down days put me off because I am not bothered about virality or, right, that post's got 5,000 likes, that one's got 5. I'm not interested. The consistency is always there, and I will base my business and my results off the money that is coming in. Everybody's fixated on the wrong metrics. Consistency is the thing your audience will stick to, because if you're showing up day in, day out, whether it's good, bad, the ugly, it really doesn't matter. As long as you're there, you are constantly in your viewer's mind. The moment anybody on your social media that knows about your business, that knows that you're a tattooist, you want anybody, the moment they think about tattooing or getting a tattoo or recommending an artist, if anybody even speaks about it, you need to be the first thing that pops into their head. The only way that you're going to make that happen and achieve that is through consistency, constantly showing up, consistency in your work, making sure that you put effort in non-stop. It is the only thing that every other stage relies on. You can't just do this for a week and expect amazing results. It might take you a week, it might take you 6 months. It doesn't matter. You've got to be in it for the long game. Thank you for watching. Listen, I hope that you found these tips, these stages, this method useful. Let me know in comments what you thought. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.